J. Allen St. John was an illustrator active during the first half of the 20th century, working mostly in the pulp magazine market and as a book cover artist. He also provided interior illustrations for both markets. Now, he was born in the year 1872. There he is as a toddler. Both his mother, pictured here, and his paternal grandfather were accomplished artists, and he had opportunity during his youth to visit the major museums of Europe, so it was almost inevitable that he would himself become an artist. Now, St. John was heavily influenced by the Romantic art movement, a movement that set aside the orderly and logical requirements of classicism for works that emphasized emotion and imagination. Now, after studying in New York and Paris, St. John began to find work as an illustrator. In 1912, he moved to Chicago, where he eventually began to teach at the Chicago Art Institute. And he also became one of the premier illustrators for the pulp magazine markets and the book markets, providing both cover paintings and interior illustrations for science fiction, fantasy, and adventure stories. Now, St. John's romantic roots can be seen in his art. Artist Vincent de Fate, one of many artists influenced by St. John, had this to say, quote, "St. John's romantic flair and vigorous painting styles were perfect accessories to the adventure-driven stories he illustrated," unquote. Now, though St. John believed that his compositions and figure work should be realistic, it was the emotion, the sense of danger or action that his paintings evoked, that made them successful. He often used a subdued color palette, but he would just as often insert a splash of bright color into a painting to add more energy to the work as a whole. He usually worked in oils for book covers, but he would also use tempera or watercolors or other media when he felt those were more appropriate to the specific subject matter of the painting. His pen and ink illustrations made excellent and sometimes subtle use of shadings and shadows to add to the overall effectiveness of the image. Now, St. John today is best remembered for his work illustrating the books of Edgar Rice Burroughs, the creator of Tarzan of the Apes. He created covers, and he provided interior illustrations for a total of 36 books by Burroughs. He's still considered today by many to be the definitive artist for Tarzan of the Apes. Now, while working as an illustrator, St. John also taught at the Chicago Institute of Art for nearly 20 years, before leaving there in 1935 because of the increasing influence of modern art at the school. Now, St. John was disdainful of modern art and abstract art, once writing, quote, "When a painter frankly abandons all true relations between his work and the actual proportions and colors of his subject, when form and color become entirely arbitrary, there can be neither art nor craftsmanship. And judged from either standpoint, such work is of no more value than the daubs of a boy with his first box of paints." Now, he went on to teach at the American Academy of Art until his death in 1957, and he continued to work as an illustrator as well, leaving behind a legacy that greatly influenced artists such as Frank Frazetta, Jeffrey Jones, Roy Krinkle, and Russ Manning. If you want to see more of St. John's work and learn more about him, our library has the book The Grandmaster of Adventure, The Drawings of St. J. Allen St. John, available for checkout.